It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Friday, July the 19th. I'm Michael Groff. The main weather concern around here for the next couple of days will be the heat. Temperatures way up into the excessive heat range. But then the focus turns toward increasing monsoon moisture and better chances of showers and thunderstorms in here later this weekend and at least for the first half of next week. Obviously, a lot of questions as to how hot it will get and what our rain chances look like, where, when, how much rain there will be, as is always the case here in the monsoon. We'll talk about that and everything else going on too. But before we can get into any of that, it is Friday, and that means it's Photo Friday here. That's where we take a look at some of the photos and or videos that you guys have submitted. Now, having a little bit of trouble playing videos today, so I'm probably not going to be able to do that. So we'll just go with the photos that you guys have sent. And let me get to those. This is from David Parnell. These are his more shots from his trip to and from Newark earlier this month. We've been showing some of his other photos on previous videos. And whenever you're on a plane, oh yeah, get that window seat, snap a few pictures, send them on into us. Why not? This is from Kyle. I don't know where this was taken or when, but there you go. That's from Kyle. He did send in some videos. And again, let me show you what's going on with this. Yeah, the other video was playing at a 90-degree angle. So unfortunately, technology is what it is, and I can't, I don't know. Well, we all know what technology is doing to us today. Many of you are having the blue screen of death problems, many flight cancellations, all thanks to CrowdStrike. Yes, and everything having to do with Windows. So it's not a good day to be in IT, that's for sure. All right, now this was sent in by Veronica earlier this week, okay? A few pictures, these are from the Kingman area. This was a storm that came through last Friday, I believe, and she's asking if this was a dust devil, is this a tornado? And yeah, at first glance, that certainly looks like a tornado. But it looks to me, and again, just I was looking at some radar, some radar images at the time, and going back through and seeing what I could find, but it looks like a gust-nado to me. This is on the leading edge of a gust front, and sometimes you get a little bit of a spin up, a very weak tornado, gust-nado. These are these little eddies that come up. I mean, they can still be pretty strong and have some winds 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. A dust devil can even do that on occasion as well. There's every once in a while you get these vortices that they go up a few hundred feet. They're not tornadoes, but they can have the same appearance of it. But in a gust-nado, it's the very strong downdraft and the very, very strong winds that are generated by a thunderstorm sometimes can create these brief little eddies, these brief spin-ups, and you get those sometimes. So that's what that looks like to me. All right. Moving on to this from Beth, Monday evening as storms were trying to get in here. And then you've got a few pictures from Buck. These are up in Montana. Oh, yeah, big sky country. And, they've had a few dry thunderstorms up there, but not a ton of rain, especially over there in central and eastern Montana. But they have had a few severe storms around as well. And so good to see those. And then we have a whole bunch of pictures here. These are from Billy. This is working that San Carlos Reservation fire, the watch fire out there. This is east of Globe. And he sent in a ton of pictures of this. And the firefighters are working hard out there. And this is, we've been talking about this all summer. The problem is we had quite a bit of rain over the winter and early spring and lots of vegetation, lots of growth. And then the summertime comes and it doesn't take much to spark off all that vegetation, get it going, get it burning with these wildfires. And that has been obviously a concern. This has not been the worst wildfire season by any means, but we have had them. And you folks that are out there working those wildfires, well, I'll tell you what, man, I really appreciate all of you guys working so hard on that. All right, then we go to, and look at that picture. That's a great shot right there. I love that. And then we've got Andrew checking out some storms up in Prescott earlier this week. And they certainly have had some storms around. And then this is a drone shot that he has from Tucson overlooking the area. And the old Pueblo down there. So appreciate that. And we're not done. I mean, we've got a lot of photos here. You guys have really, really worked overtime this week. This is from Brandon. This is down there by, where was this? Was this 24th or 32nd Street in Thomas? Somewhere down there. And this was yesterday morning when we had a few storms that popped up and came through the area. It really didn't amount to a whole lot. Some of you did get some brief heavy rain. Most of you didn't see much. Some of you saw nothing at all, but still it was interesting to see that. And last, but certainly not least, Ryan Seek. No time-lapse videos this week, but he does have some action shots from the thunderstorms that are ongoing down across much of southern Arizona. No specific location on any of these, just generally southern Arizona, parts of the valley. And so beautiful, beautiful stuff courtesy of Ryan Seek. We really, really appreciate that. He's our monsoon photographer. He's been doing this for quite a while. And we always love when he sends in these pictures. So thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you, everybody. I mean, this has been just an overwhelming week of photos. And that's what we do this. That's why we do this. What, why, where? So we do this every week. Photo Friday, groffshow@gmail.com. That's our email address. If you want to submit your photos and our videos, groffshow, GROFF show@gmail.com. Sometimes the videos don't play properly on this system here, and I do apologize for that. That does happen. I try to get them to work, though. I really do. I don't know. Technology. What can I say? All right. Getting into it here, the almanac from yesterday, 111 degrees, the afternoon high. 93 was the morning low. That just missed a record warm morning low temperature by 1 degree. Averages sitting at 107 and 85. 118, the record high from last year. Today's record high, by the way, is 119. We'll be a few degrees shy of that, but I mean, once it gets to 110, 112, 115, does it even matter anymore? I mean, really? Looking outside right now, here at 10:52 a.m. A few clouds out there right now, and it's already 102 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew points at 56, humidity 21%, a calm wind for now, and the barometer is steady. The upper level weather pattern across the nation, this is a different map every day, but this has not changed throughout much of this week. Still, lingering troughing across eastern Canada, the Great Lakes, parts of the eastern U.S., a surface boundary just kind of stalled out there over the southeast, and that's been the focus for some showers and thunderstorms down there. Out here in the west, we have a ridge, and this ridge is more or less sitting across northern Arizona, southern Utah. It's been kind of very slowly drifting to the west, and as that happens, we'll see the flow aloft beginning to switch more out of the northeast by later this weekend, and that's going to set us up for better chances of showers and storms. But in the meantime, we're just cooking underneath this ridge, and so high temperatures today and tomorrow. These will likely be the hottest days of the forecast period. The watch warning map, we continue to roast out here across not just the southwest, but the entire western United States with more heat advisories and excessive heat warnings up across the Pacific Northwest, including places like Spokane and Burns, Oregon, Boise, Idaho. Temperatures, again, 105 to 108 in the Treasure Valley. And some parts of Idaho, I would not be surprised if there was a spot or two that hit 110 degrees. I mean, it is just going to be absolutely scorching hot. And then out here in the southwest, too, from the Las Vegas Valley through Southern California and into western, southwest, south central Arizona. For us, the excessive heat warning, it's already underway, and it continues until 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. Convective outlook for today, the enhanced risk of severe storms. Garden City, Dodge City, Kansas, Kearney, Nebraska. Broader severe weather risk over much of the Central Plains. For us, Arizona, we're in the green. Thunderstorms are possible, but again, here in south central Arizona, there could be an isolated storm. We're not going to rule that out, but the best chances of thunder will still be confined to the higher terrain of northern and eastern Arizona. Here's the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Friday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, generally under 1/4 of an inch. Across northern Arizona, we could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. Along the rim country, the eastern mountains, parts of the southern portion of our state along the border, the international border, we could see some heavy rain down there. But as is always the case when we show you this graphic, your amount will vary. And it can vary quite a bit. This just sort of represents an average of what we expect over the next 7 days. All right, let's get into the details of this forecast right now. To do that, we check the models. Here we go. This is the GFS. It is the 12Z run, and this is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. All right, ridging slowly continues to drift toward the west here. What it means for us sitting under that ridge down at the surface for the rest of the day today, mostly sunny to partly cloudy and very hot, highs 111 to 115. Hottest deserts, southeast California, southwest Arizona, probably up in the 114 to 118 range or so. Death Valley, of course, will exceed 120. And scattered afternoon and evening showers and storms fire up over the higher terrain. Just like yesterday, I expect storms to roll off the mountains and try to get toward the lower deserts and fall apart as they do. But maybe we could see a stray storm getting in here on some of those outflow boundaries. So we'll put a very slight chance of a shower or storm in here for this afternoon and tonight. And yeah, just hot. That's the bottom line. For tonight, an isolated evening storm. Otherwise, it'll be partly cloudy, warm, muggy, overnight lows, mid-80s to low 90s. Gross. Tomorrow, it's pretty much the same story. The ridge continues to shift slowly to the west. I'd say Saturday is more of a transitional day. We'll see the flow beginning to switch more out of the northeast, but the air aloft is still somewhat warm. So what'll happen is we'll see scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms over the higher terrain. Again, from the Grand Canyon over to Williams, Flagstaff, Winslow, Show Low, down to Payson. Pretty good chance you're going to get wet tomorrow. Rain chances generally in those areas in the 60 to 70% range. Over toward Window Rock, St. John's, down toward southeast Arizona, 50 to 60% chances of storms. But as you get toward the lower deserts, the chances will drop off a bit here. Again, with the warmer air aloft, I still think we have a small chance of seeing storms and some gusty winds and blowing dust tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening in here. Highs, still very hot, 112 to 116. In fact, some guidance even pushes us higher than that. All right. Now, as we go to Sunday, things start to change here. The ridge continues to shift a little further to the north and west, and the flow is now squarely out of the northeast. And so, with quite a bit of moisture around, we expect a number of showers and storms to fire up. Numerous showers and storms over the mountains. And as they drift into the lower deserts, scattered showers and storms will be present. And another encouraging sign here is this trough that will dive into the central plain states. We see more of a diffluent flow aloft beginning to develop over much of Arizona. So better dynamic support. We'll see with diffluence, that allows the air parcels to more freely rise, cool, form clouds, build up into those showers and storms. And to highlight this, let me show you this. We're just barely in range of the convective allowing models, our high resolution models, okay? And this is the 3 kilometer NAM at 5 o'clock on Sunday, 5 p.m. Sunday. And this is the CAPE across Arizona. And that's convective available potential energy. Again, the ability for air parcels to freely rise. And we've got values here anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 joules per kilogram across southern Arizona, specifically around the Phoenix area. And so that indicates that, pretty good potential for showers and storms. And with that northeasterly flow, historically speaking, when we have this kind of a setup, and especially with the added dynamic support, this is a possibility for some severe weather on Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. Not saying it will happen, but I would say this is, if you're going to check a box this weekend to watch out for the possibility of severe weather, this would be the day to do it. Sunday afternoon and Sunday night, as those storms roll off the mountains, the conditions are ideal for very strong, damaging straight line winds. We could see a little bit of hail with the strongest storms, but strong, damaging winds is the best possibility here with these storms. And given that they'll be moving at a decent speed, flooding and or flash flooding is not a major concern, but still a small possibility given a rather robust amount of moisture around through the atmosphere, and given that these storms should manage to build up and be, somewhat tall convection. So we do expect some decent rain producers here, but Again, wind, that'll be the big threat from these storms, and some brief but heavy rain. All right. High temperatures on Sunday are going to drop off a bit, probably back toward 108 to 113. Let's go to Monday. If Sunday does turn out to be a very active day, Monday may be less so. But I would say the caveat there is with still this presence of kind of a difluent flow aloft that could help to overcome some of the atmospheric overturning. And so we could get storms to kind of fire up once again. And with northeasterly flow still in place, showers and storms that develop over the higher terrain would be pushed toward the lower deserts again. So we'll keep a chance of showers and storms going on Monday. I'd say the chance of storms here in Phoenix Sunday afternoon, Sunday night in the 50, maybe even 60% range, probably dropping off into about the 30 to 40% bracket Monday. Now, Monday, maybe less active. Tuesday, maybe more so. However, forecast uncertainty starts to grow. Now, we do expect temperatures to be down a bit here, and I'm actually taking temperatures a little below guidance for Monday and Tuesday, highs 103 to 108. That's a little bit below where the National Blend of Models has us. But the caveat to all this is that forecast uncertainty is growing. Model spread is increasing out here. And there are a number of different solutions that start to take place as we go to Wednesday and beyond. Now, the GFS still shows scattered afternoon and evening showers and storms, and some of those will get into the lower deserts, and so we'll keep a chance of storms going. But the position of this area of high pressure is going to be key. Not only the synoptic features, the mesoscale features are going to be important too. So right now, it looks like the ridge is going to start to weaken a bit as we go into next week, thanks to a trough beginning to develop and move into the Pacific Northwest. The timing of all this will be key, and the positioning and the structure of this ridge going forward and the structure of the trough and how these features position themselves, that's going to make a big difference. But right now, Wednesday and Thursday, looks like we will see somewhat of a decrease in the number of showers and storms. How much so remains to be seen, but still we'll call for at least scattered afternoon and evening showers and storms over the higher terrain, widely scattered storms in the lower deserts. High temperatures may perk up a little bit with the ridge coming closer to us, but it's weaker. So I think highs will probably be around 110, maybe 112 at most in that kind of a setup. Now, here's a week from today. This is Friday, the 26th. And you can see our ridge is becoming stretched. It's weakened a bit. Upper heights, 591 decameters maybe. And now the flow is going to probably become a little bit more westerly. But it really depends on how this ridge is stretched out. Boy, there's just so many solutions out here. By later next week, I have not a lot of confidence in any of them. I think somewhat drier air will work in. Temperatures may back off a bit. But I'm not completely ready to go ahead with this drier solution just yet. Because here's what happens. Let's go out 10 days. This is what the GFS is doing out at Sunday, the 28th. It's got the ridge building back here across the southwest, now at a 597 decameter ridge. And it's centered somewhere over northern or northwest Arizona. And yet, if that's right, I mean, we'll be absolutely sizzling again. We'll have highs getting back to around 111, 115 plus. But again, there's just been so many different solutions and ways that that'll play out. I'm not sure. That's kind of how the summer has gone. We haven't had long windows of opportunity for monsoonal moisture and precipitation. And overall, we've been dominated by above average temperatures. And, you know, if you're a gambler, you know the old adage, never bet against a streak. But still, you got to take this kind of just, if we take it at face value, yeah, it'll be hotter, but there's just too many variables. And I think right now the safest bet is just to kind of go with climatology. We'll see temperatures just ever so slightly above normal, I think, out here through 10 days. All right, looking at precipitation. This is coming off of the GFS ensemble, and this goes out through the 2nd of August. And the mean here is over 3/4 of an inch. And again, this is the tale of two global models, right? The GFS and many of its ensemble members continue to be wet. European and many of its ensemble members continue to be dry. It is fascinating. It's puzzling. It is bewildering. All the superlatives I can use to describe my head scratching of these just completely dueling models. I mean, these things, the dichotomy between the two of these is stunning and continues to be. The euro barely has us over 1/10 of an inch for the rest of the month and going into early August, and many members showing nothing at all. And that just shows you the forecast uncertainty, which remains kind of abnormally high for this time of year. All right, temperatures off the national blend of models. Yes, very hot today and tomorrow, trending down. But again, I'm thinking temperatures probably are going to be a little bit lower than what's shown here Sunday, but I think especially Monday and Tuesday, and then more or less at or above average temperatures. The normal high 106 to 107 this time of year. I think we're going to stay a little bit above that on most days, and overnight lows are going to be just disgustingly warm. Even if we manage to get somewhat drier air in here, I still think overnight lows, at least in the mid-city, downtown Phoenix, the center of that urban core, the airport, downtown, Arcadia, Biltmore, the normal areas that stay warm, you're going to be cooking with overnight lows 90 plus, and the rest of us probably lows mid to upper 80s. Unless we can get some storms, then we could cool off into the 70s, and wouldn't that be glorious? I'll go out there, I'll do a rain dance. If we get 70s, hey, I'll do a rain dance. I will post it right here. I am not too embarrassed to do that. That is for sure. Otherwise, normally it takes a lot of liquid courage to get me to dance, but if it means rain, hey, I'm all for it. All right, that's it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video due back here on Monday morning, but updates before that if necessary. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. And if you really like what we do here, then click that thanks icon below the video and make those monetary contributions to us. Or you can donate directly to me via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. That is groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name. As you see, it's called Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. So check her out. Check out her blogs, her videos, everything Michelle related linked up in the description, and also our streaming station, available 24/7, 365 for your listening pleasure. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music and have a lot of fun with that. So give that a listen as well. Again, everything I mentioned, it is all linked up and down below. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, all of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. Please, please, please be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there, and have yourselves a great Friday and a wonderful weekend.